Okay, well, I'll call this meeting into order of the regular meeting of the Public Utilities Commission for Monday, November 16th, 2020. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I rolled my chair over the dog's tail. You all right, puppy? All right.
Let me turn you in for that, you know.
I know, I know, and it's recorded too. All right, so first order of business is public input. We don't have anybody else on the line, do we?
No.
Kathy, you can't
Nope.
see? All right,
Nobody.
no correspondence either, I don't think.
No,
Okay, then first, the next order of business is approval of the meeting minutes from November 2nd, 2020. Entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, Dino seconds. Any changes, corrections,
No.
comments?
Matt, I had one correction. It's a typo.
Okay. Where's that?
On page 2, a couple of paragraphs up from the adjourn paragraph, where we talked about the bank remaining for sewer allocation.
Yeah.
The very last sentence, the 1,114 remaining should be changed to 11,114 remaining.
Oh, okay.
Just a
11.
typo.
Okay.
It's a little difference there.
You can't see this. I've got a dog. Okay. All right, I can't write. Okay, so, all right, so Kathy, do you have that correction?
I do.
All right. Okay, so I'll, no other changes? So I'll try your minds. Those in favor of approving the minutes as amended, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. That carries. Moving on to financials. Bob, we'll turn it over to you for a financial report.
You're
Muted.
Okay. Report went out the other day. Summary page shows water. We received the money for a part of the grant on Chestnut Hill Tank. So our revenue is $2,179,237. The expenses $1,384,212. So there's a surplus of $795,000. In the sewer department, there's revenue of $1,091,091, expenses $549, and surplus of $543 roughly. Just going through some details of the accounts. The water main on the water department, the water main maintenance is already over budget. We're at $76,692, and you can see the detail of those expenses that make up that category on page 6. And the main ones are Arnold Construction, $45,750, Connecticut Professionals for $21,700, and GL Waterworks, $46,42, and Plumtree's Pumping for $3,600. That's the bulk of the $76,000. And then the other item that I wanted to point out was the contracted services. We're at $715,000 of the $3 million that was budgeted. And the bulk of it is D&N tanks for $483,000, earth movers for $136,000, and Wright Pierce for $75,000. In the sewer, I think the only one that I wanted to talk about was the contracted service, the plant maintenance. We're at a little bit over. We budgeted $50,000 for plant maintenance. We're at $50,646, and that detail is again on page 13. But it comes from Kovacs of $28,800, Pembroke $8,700, Cannondale $4,400, and HO Penn for $2,255. That's the bulk of that $50,000. And again, that's over by right now, $53, $52.70. Other than that, everything else looks pretty much in order. So unless anybody has any questions.
Kelly, any idea what you think the maintenance is going to be the rest of the year?
It's tough to tell. The big part of that one was Paul Street when we had McVac and Kovacs coming in to clean the wet wells. That was probably half of it right there. But it's just tough to tell. I mean, we've got nothing planned. I would have liked to change another pump, done another pump at Paul Street this year, but I think we're going to. I think we're looking more at doing quite a bit of work out at Stony Hill 1, the station next to the firehouse. I don't have any numbers on that yet, but we have ordered. We've ordered it. Remember me speaking a couple months ago about the new rails and the new adapters to adapt to the new pumps, and then the control panels. I really don't have a cast in stone price on that, but that's really the big one, Dino, right now.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I'll put him, oh, Marty, Marty, you're muted. Are you asking a question?
I don't know why my space bar isn't working. On the bill to the city of Danbury, Bob,
Yeah,
for the sewer, is that a quarter, a year, or what is it?
the bill that came in that you're going to approve today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
853.
Yeah, that's for the entire year. That's for the entire year. So we'll do exactly what we've done in prior years. You'll make the motion and somebody will make the motion to approve the bill, and then we'll pay it in quarterly installments. But the bill will be paid by the end of the year. So we don't have an account payable sitting out there.
Okay, that's what I thought. Can I ask one other question?
Sure.
Who's talking about I take it this report from the tax collector about what the opening balance, the current monthly collection, the lien fees, what's collected, et cetera, the sewer assessment. Is anybody going to talk about this?
Bob, you have that, right?
No. I mean, I got her report that comes in every month.
Well, we ended up with it.
You ended up
Um,
with it?
You've gotten it before, Marty. I usually
Yeah,
put it
that-
in
that-
whenever I
that's
get it. I
before.
put it in the package. When you used to meet, I always put it in the package.
That's the one,
So
Bob.
you've always gotten them.
Yep,
Do you have one, Bob? Do you have it?
I have it. I have it. Yes.
It's this one, right?
Yeah. Can somebody explain to me how to read this thing? I mean, I don't want to pretend that I'm ignorant, but I am when it comes to this. Like, for instance, I'm looking, it says opening balance for water, 261, 236.42. What does that mean? Opening balance of what?
So that's the opening balance for the month, and then she has her collections during the month. But these are collections, it's not billings. Mine is on a different basis, so the numbers are not going to tie out. All
No,
right.
I'm just trying to figure out how to read it. So when it says opening balance, that's what she's supposed to be collecting for the month?
No, I believe she's already collected that in prior months. Because she
Okay.
collected.
Is this
total
Bob, is this
6-
cumulative year to date? In other words, what's Marty's asking?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Fiscal year to date, whatever.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Yep,
so,
yep.
so what
Year-to-date
it
figure,
means is,
the monthly collections to the left of that is 122. So that'll give you the 604.
Well, what is, like, let's stick with the one column, the water. So the opening balance is what she's already collected. The
That's
current
correct.
monthly collection is what she's collected for the month, right?
correct.
Right.
What's the bottom, ending balance?
No, that's the amount because if you carry that across, Marty, with the lien fees and all that, the 142 plus the 1868 add up to the 144. That
Yeah.
144,
What is it?
she's got 122 coming across, so that's a 481.
Yeah, but what does that mean, ending balance? Ending balance for what? Is that what's still due? Is that what, in addition, what was paid? I don't know what that means. Because if you, 261 minus 118, I think comes to 142.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's getting 142 from. What is it? Is that, I mean,
I
that's
don't
the
use
reason why I read the thing. that-
Right, I don't use this form, so
Would it be so terrible to ask her to write out an explanation of what all the columns mean?
I'll get that for you. I'll get
I,
that.
I thought it was just me, that I was just being stupid, that I didn't understand what it was.
I know this is on a different basis than what I report on. I
Yeah,
report
no,
on
I
billing.
understand that. I got that.
Yeah,
I got that. I just, like I said, I couldn't figure out what that meant, ending balance. I still don't know. Okay,
Okay,
well,
I'll get
I'll
it.
ask her then. That's okay. I don't want to take any more time. I'll ask her.
okay.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, we'll get that.
Okay.
All right. Well then, all right, any other questions for Bob on the financial report?
No.
And hearing none, I'm going to move on to invoices. Let's see, is
We need an
the,
approval on this report.
yeah, we do, because we're going to pay the sewer bill. So I'm going to make a motion that we approve the finance report as submitted.
Second.
I'm going to add to that the sewer bill to the city of Danbury shall be paid quarterly installments.
Okay.
Just so we're authorized there. Okay, any other comments or questions on that?
No.
Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
That carries. Okay, moving on to invoices. Put a motion on the floor that we approve the document invoices for PUC approval, regular meeting November 16th, 2020, in the amount of $231,080.75.
No, actually, Matt, I sent out a revised one. It's $1,085,000.
Matt,
All right.
That one,
what-
it's a revised one that includes the city of Danbury bill in it.
Oh, okay. Well, I wondered why that wasn't on there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, later in the day, Kathy sent out another spreadsheet.
Okay, so that's good. That's good. So now there are 5 items. So what's the city of Danbury total again?
853,925.
925, and then the grand total is what, 1 million what?
$1,085,005.75.
Got to be sure to get the 75 cents in. Okay, I'll amend my motion then to approve invoices in the amount of 5 items in the amount of $1,085,005.75.
I'll second that. I think, do we need a clarification that the Danbury will be paid quarterly?
Yeah, I'll just repeat that motion that it's the Danbury sewer bill of $853,925 shall be paid quarterly.
Okay.
All right, any questions?
I'll make one suggestion, Kathy, when this one comes up again, under your description column,
Mm-hmm.
you can indicate that it's the annual total to be paid quarterly,
Okay.
and then it's on there, and then it's for the record.
Okay.
Okay. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, that carries. And Tom?
Okay,
Capital
just,
Director's report and capital project, you can do both.
yeah, just briefly, director's report, we looked at the design information that Marius from Wright Pierce sent over, and I've looked at several different tanks as far as getting a diaphragm tank on the Briarcliff pump station to help reduce the pump runs. And we've got a tank. I've got a tank that I'm good with. It's available locally, and we'll be getting that. I'll put the order in for that this week, and we'll test it out. And then if all is well, we'll be able to install it in a meter pit probably by next week, I would imagine. So there's the update there. It's a 119 gallon tank, and the usable volume is going to be between about 50 and 35 gallons. And that's what we discussed at the last meeting as well. For capital projects, first the tank, Chestnut tank, the final, well, not the final, but basically the items that need to be installed before we can fill the tank. The electric needs to get pulled in and meter set by Eversource. We should be very close to doing that. I think they should be out there this week. Once that's in, the instrumentation can get tested. And then there's another check valve that needs to be installed. And according to the contractor, it should be delivered this week. So we're hoping between the rest of this week and the short week that we have next week, we can get all those items in and be in a position to start filling the tank the following week.
Cool.
And the contractors just continuing with the site work that's still to be done. For the water main project, they've been working the last couple of weeks on all the paving. So Grassy Plain Terrace, Highview Terrace, Maple Lane have all now been paved. He's working on Mansfield Street. He should be able to get that completed, I think, in the next couple of days. And then he's back to Oakland Heights to transfer all the water services to the new main. From there, paving on Oakland Heights, and then we'll see the leftover amount that we might be able to extend down Highview Terrace a little bit further.
Ah, good.
But once I have his paving bill, I'll have a much better idea of where we stand.
Yeah.
And the last update is the Bergstrom well. We went through the preliminary report for the pilot study. Marius did his presentation last meeting. And so the next steps are really to accept that report and forward on to the health department. And I think we can probably get to that by next meeting, since we have a site visit coming up scheduled for Thursday. So that's really the other item I wanted to just kind of bring up again, is that we have a 10 o'clock Thursday morning scheduled. We have a site visit in Meriden. I sent an invite out. Everyone should have that. If anyone has any questions further on that, I can resend it or at least give you the address. I Google mapped it, and from here it's about an hour, maybe a little bit less. So we'll get a tour from them, and at least we can see a plant, live and in person.
We need hard hats, safety shoes, anything?
If you have a hard hat, bring a hard hat. Kel, I don't know if we have any extras. We may want to have some bring with us. I can check with the director over in Meriden and ask him as far as what kind of safety gear.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be in harm's way where we actually would need that. I don't think there's going to be any overhead work going on above us, or anything where that would require steel toe shoes, but I'll double check on that.
Tom, if you want, if we have a head count within the next couple of days, I'll go over to the East Coast and make sure we have something for everyone.
I have
I've got-
my own, so.
Okay.
I've got my own too.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have it, throw it in the car, but I'll give him a call tomorrow and just verify. And I can send out an email.
Okay,
And that's it.
that's it. All right, any questions for Tom?
Just a quick question for the tank. I assume that the landscaping will not be done till spring.
I think that's a safe bet at this point.
Yeah, okay.
Between what they've got to finish, they may want to try to put the plantings in. I think I would just tell them, let's hold off until spring.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you, Tom. Kelly, you're up.
Okay, Matt, only a couple of things. We had an in-house study done on the generator at Paul Street. We brought Andrew down from the dump and asked him to look it over. He's quite sharp with the generators. He had an idea of about what
Hey,
size of
Kelly?
generator we need. Oh,
Kelly,
yeah.
hold on a second. Hey, Bob?
I already muted him.
Oh, okay, thank you, thank you, Ted. Okay, go ahead, Kelly.
Yeah, we went through the place, we figured where we need to stand. We're thinking we're around 200 kW versus 350, what the generator is now. I was in touch with Kingsley this morning. I'd like them to come out with their expert to tell us what he thinks, and then we'll compare notes between what Andrew came up with and what they came up with. I plan on reaching out to Kingsley, Cummings, and probably H.O. Penn to give us an idea of what we're going to need to do. The most important thing is making sure we can take advantage of the transfer switch that's in the building right now. And also, we've got a tank that we acquired. I can't remember. I think it's a 600-gallon tank, maybe more.
Yeah, I think it's a little more, Kelly.
Okay, and it's double jacketed too, right?
Yes. And
So
that'll
it's-
enable us to get the underground tank out of the ground.
So it's work in progress is the best thing I can say. As soon as I can get Kingsley to come out and discuss it with us. As for the hydrants, I went out and got them all marked out, sent a list off to my subcontractor. I'm hoping to get at least half of them done before the asphalt plants close. There's really only one that's going to be affected with asphalt. The rest of them are off the road, so that's good. And last night we had a little bit of excitement with this crazy wind and rain we had come through.
Mhm.
Nothing crazy on our side, but we did have, so the pump shut down. When there's a little bit of glitch in power, South Street will shut down, and sometimes we have issues where the wells will shut down. So as soon as I got the alarm, I sent somebody out there, and within 20 minutes, we were back up and running. So no one really felt any issues, but as of this morning, nobody was on generator. This afternoon, I did have Payne Road go on generator. They must have been clearing the road and they had to shut down the power. But other than that, we escaped this one again too. So we're in good shape. Other than that, that's all I have.
Good, very good. Yeah, Bob, go ahead. You're muted. You're muted.
Now you're,
There we go.
No,
There we go. Okay, so just an update. I talked to Ann 2 minutes ago. The left-hand side is the billings that she's put out for the current billing cycle. So she's got another one coming out next month. So that's the collections to the billings, what's remaining amount right now. She opened up the month with outstanding receivables of 261 and it closed at 142. But the amount that was actually collected to the right-hand side is a 122,810 for a total during this billing cycle of 604,658. So, and that theory follows through on each one of those categories.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Clear as
You're welcome.
mud, huh?
All right. All right, any other questions for Kelly? Anybody else?
no.
And hearing none, we are done. A record. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
All moved.
And I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good
Great.
night all.
Have a good night, everybody.